Hi, everyone. Welcome to yoga. This is a seated practice where we will be using light weights for strength and resilience. So you will need a chair, preferably one without arm rests, and a pair of light weights. I'll be using 5 pounds, but feel free to go up or down depending on your progressive level. So let's begin seated, and we will come into an active seat, meaning we will pull our spines away from the chair back and press our feet down into the floor. I have my hands resting on my thighs. I'm going to take a moment here to soften through my shoulders, close my eyes, and connect here with breath, with sensation, and tuning into what's happening in my body in this moment. So you may want to cultivate some time to check in with the state of your mind. Just notice how you're feeling in your body, noticing how you're showing up for yourself in this moment. And then we'll slowly begin to bring in some movement. You could connect this up with your breath if you like. I'm going to slide my hands down the thighs towards the knees and then roll the shoulders back. I'm lifting my gaze up to the ceiling or where the wall meets the ceiling. And then I'm going to tuck my pelvis, tuck my chin, lengthen through the arms and reach my fingers towards the knees and round the spine slightly here. And then I'll press into my feet, allow the hands to come up slightly, roll the shoulders back, lift again, find that lengthening, and then tuck. So you could connect this up with your breath, as I said, whatever feels comfortable in your body, but you could inhale here as you lengthen and extend. And then exhale as you tuck and round. Do this 2 more times. And then come back to the middle place. And then from here, we'll roll the shoulders forward, up, and then back. And then we'll roll the shoulders back, up, and then forward. Lily, I gave you a blanket. I don't know what you need. I don't know what you need. Here, let me put you back on your blanket, okay? Stay here for a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. And then from here, we'll bring some circles into the wrists. Circle in one direction and then the other. And then we'll open up the hands, open up the fingers, extending the fingers apart from one another, and then create fists. You could squeeze here, opening up into the strength of the arms, and then open again with your hands, and then squeeze, and then open. From here, we'll shake out the arms. We'll bring the arms up. You could reach those hands up towards the ceiling along with your gaze, or just slightly readjust to the level of where the wall and the ceiling meet again. And then we'll bend at the elbows and hold opposite forearms with the hands. From here, you could have another lift. And coming back to the center. And then we'll drop towards the right side, breathing into the left side body. Coming back through center, and then drop down towards the left side, stretching through the right, allow the breath to come in there. And then one more time on each side. Head and neck can be forward or gaze can slightly be down. Coming back up through center. And then from here, we'll gently rotate the torso towards the right, lower the arms, and then circle around. Up to the other side. Just a few rotations here. And then we'll change the direction. And coming forward, maybe hanging here for a moment, releasing the forearms, allowing the hands to brush against the floor or your feet or your low legs. You could clasp your hands in front of the low legs or behind. One more round of breath. And then release the hands. Allow the hands to slide up the legs and readjust your seat here. We'll pick up through the right foot. As you pick up through the right foot, we can begin to circle around through the ankle, circling in one direction and then the other. And then toes up and toes down for some ankle pumps. Circle again. I like to throw in some knee hinges, meaning we extend through the leg, push out through that right heel, and then bend again. I'm applying a little bit of pressure with my right hand on the top of that right thigh. And then we'll bring that right leg in and then down, pick up the left, start with our ankle circles, one direction and then the other. Ankle pumps, toes up, toes down. And then hinge through the knee. So lengthen out through that left leg, push out through the heel and then bend again. I'm applying some pressure here with left hand onto left thigh. Just for a little added resistance. And then releasing here. Hands on both thighs, and we'll begin to rock forward and then back. Feel free to allow the elbows to extend outward, forward, back. And then we'll add in some circles. And coming up right. From here, we'll pick up this right knee, activate through the right foot, and then lift up through the left arm. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, let's open up this left arm to the side and then open up this right knee to the side and then come back through center. Inhale, exhale and open. Back through center, inhale, exhale and open. Last time here, we'll just hold on that opening. Inhale back through center and then release. Readjust your seat, pick up that left leg, reach with the right arm up, breath in here, and then we'll open up to the side with that right arm and left leg. Back through center, inhale, exhale and open. And then we'll release. Open up the width of the feet. I'm just going to move my weights. Open up the width of the feet. So I have my heels on this yoga mat and I'm just pointing my toes outward. And then I'm bringing my hands to the inner thighs and I'm hinging with my hips slightly forward. So I'm pressing hands into the thighs here and then releasing through the hips, pushing down through the heels, and then coming up halfway and then lifting up through the right heel, lower down, lift up through the left heel, lower down, alternate sides here. And then maybe add both heels up and then down. And then we could hold, lifting through those heels, hinging slightly forward, creating a little bit of extra resistance by pushing hands into thighs. Lengthening through the spine, through the crown of the head. Breath in and breath out. And then lower the heels down. Walk the feet back in. And then we'll stand up just to reach for those weights if they're not right next to you. We will place the weights in the hands alongside the body. So I am bringing myself in again to that active seat, hinging slightly forward with my seat and my hips. And then I'm going to hang these arms alongside my body, and then I'm going to squeeze the weight and then release that squeeze so that I don't drop the weight, but I'm still holding on to the weight, but I can feel the effort of squeezing and my grip strength, and then finding a release. One more, squeeze the weight and then release. I'm rotating my arms forward, so my palms are facing forward, and we'll do some bicep presses, but we'll go very slow. So slowly I'm bending at the elbow, bringing the weight up towards the shoulders, and then lowering back down. I'll do about 5 repetitions here. Squeezing the weight, moving slowly as I pull the weight up, and then lower the weight down. I think this is the 5th one. And then we'll come up halfway. Hold here. Bring the weights together and then open, creating like a letter W with the upper part of the extremities. Weights come together. Elbows tuck in towards the ribs and then open those weights up to the side. Bend. We'll do 2 more. And then bring those weights together and then vertical towards the heart space. I'm going to punch the right weight up towards the ceiling. Overhead press here, weight back down towards the shoulder and then to the heart. Punch the left side up, back down to the shoulder and then to the heart. And then we'll alternate sides here. And then we will bring the weights together. Open up here, weights to the shoulders, and then both weights up overhead. So holding here for a moment, maybe readjusting the feet so you feel the push down through the soles of the feet and then the reaching and lifting up while holding these weights. Weights can come together overhead, and then we bend at the elbow and allow the weights to drop behind the head. Bring those weights back up and then down. Back up and then down. We'll do 3 more here, engaging through the belly and the back muscles. On this last one, we will lift, we will separate the weights, and then bring those weights down to the shoulders, and then down again towards the thighs. So resting for a moment, you may even want to just stack the weights up and release your grip. Breath in, and breath out. And find those weights again, bring them to the heart space. Walk your feet underneath your knees, and we'll do some momentum rocks forward and back. And what that does is it creates the shift of the weight into the feet. And we'll do some kiss the chair squats, meaning we're going to squeeze the thighs, squeeze the bum, and see if we can hover a little bit. So as we hinge forward, shift the weight into the feet, see if we can squeeze the thighs and hover the bum away from the chair for just a moment and then drop back down. So we're holding extra weight for that progressive load. And then just rocking forward, holding for just a second with that lift, and then lowering again. We'll do 2 or 3 more. These kiss the chair squats are great for strengthening through the low body. And then lower down. From here, we'll do actual sit to stands. So let's rest for a moment, releasing the weights down on the tops of the thighs. And it's the same action, but we're making sure that we're going to push into the feet and then stand all the way up. So again, I like to have the weights at the heart space and then hinge forward, adjust the weight, and stand. We can add on a layer of overhead press. So when we stand up, the weights can come to the shoulders and then up overhead. So we'll do that a few more times. Coming back down. We'll do 4 more. We'll sit down here and then push up again. And then arms up overhead. We'll hold here in this overhead press. So we'll be in our standing mountain with that extra feedback in the hands. Root down through the feet as we lift and lengthen through the spine. Breath in and breath out. Weights can come to the shoulders and then to the heart space, and we'll sit down. From here, releasing the weights into the thigh, having a moment here to reconnect with breath, finding some ease in through the effort. And then we'll bring the weights back up to the heart space. We'll pick up this right leg and then find that hinge action again where we're pushing out through that right heel. And then from here, we'll bring the weights towards the shoulders, push up overhead, and then hold for a moment as we lower the weights down just halfway. So holding this right leg up, weights are out halfway. My weights are vertical. And then I'm pulling those weights back up and then lowering them again just halfway. One more, reach up. And then halfway. And while I hold the weights halfway, I'm lowering that right heel down and then bringing the weights back to the heart space. I'm going to walk this left foot out a little bit so I have some space between the knees. And then I'm going to reach these weights out again, lift up, and then hinge and lower the weights alongside this right leg. I'll push in through this left foot and right heel, lift up again. I'm trying to draw this left knee in line with my spine as I lift and lower the weights. Do 2 more. And then hang here, chin to chest. Breath in and breath out. Reach those weights up halfway. Pick up this right leg, push out through that right heel. Bring the right knee in, weights to the heart space, and we'll try that on the other side. So make any adjustments in your seat. Root down through that right leg, pick up the left, hinge forward, extend through that left heel, and then add the weights. So reaching out, holding here for a moment, and then we float through, reaching up, halfway down, reaching up, halfway down. We'll lower that left heel down, bring the weights to the heart, open up some space between the knees. I'm just walking that right foot over slightly, and then bringing these weights out again, and then reaching those weights up, overhead, forward, and then down alongside this left leg this time. So really pushing into that right foot and left heel to pick yourself up again and push those weights up. Do this a few times. Remember to breathe. Take things slow and steady. Linger here, chin to chest. Pull the weights up halfway. And then pick up that left leg. Push out through the left heel. Hold here for a moment. Weights to the heart space, and then release that left leg. Lower the weights down onto the thighs. Have a moment of rest. You may want to release the grip, but just hold those weights into your lap. Soften through your shoulders. You could close your eyes for a moment. Just feel into any intensity within the physical body. Perhaps your breathing rate has become more rapid or your heart rate is elevated. Just tune into sensations in the physical body. Tune into any effort and reconnect to your breath. The body's always searching for a balance all the way down to that cellular level. So connecting to homeostasis and allowing your body time to do so. If your eyes are closed, you can flutter them open. We'll bring the weights to the heart space again. And then we'll come back to those kiss the chair squats, but we'll do them with single legs. So I teach this a lot in my classes, and it's nice to add a little bit of transition and layers in between. So readjust your feet so they're underneath your knees. I like to bring one leg up and then over. And if I do that, rather than just having one leg hanging out in space, then I walk my foot in slightly. So I'm going to start with my right leg. I'm walking that right leg in a little bit, and I'm just going to wrap that left leg, or I should say left heel, around the front of my right ankle. So all of the weight is on my right foot. And then I'm hinging forward, squeezing the thighs, squeezing the bum, and seeing if I can push up just a little bit. Lift of the bum. You may not come up at all, and that's okay. We're hinging forward, holding any amount. This can obviously be practiced with and without the weights. Just doing a few on this side, and then we'll switch sides. If you want to linger and hover, maybe punch one weight out, bring it back in, then the other, do that, and then sit back down, release the left. And we'll go right to the other side. So my left leg will plant down. I'm going to walk that left foot in a little bit and then wrap that right heel around the front of the left ankle. And I'm squeezing my knees together, hinging forward, pushing into that left foot, and then seeing if I could lift that bum up just any amount and then drop it back down. I'll linger here, maybe punch one weight out, bring it back in, punch another weight out, bring it back in, and then lower down and release the legs. One more exercise with the weights, and then we'll cool it down. So make any adjustments in your seat. Perhaps release your grip here, just allowing the weights to rest on your thighs for a moment. Bringing the weights on either side of your thighs. Hinging forward slightly in your seat. I'll do the left side first. We're going to pull this left weight up towards the rib cage and then rotate the torso towards the left and then bring the weight up overhead. And then weight back down towards the rib, rotate the torso and release. So let's do that a few times just on the left side. So arm alongside, pulling it up towards the rib, rotate the torso and then punch that weight up. We'll do two more times. And then release that side. We'll try the right side. Pull the right weight up towards the rib cage. Rotate the torso to the right and then punch that weight up overhead. Make sure as you bring the weight back down to the rib, you're rotating the torso forward before you release that weight down. Do that a few more times here. And then come on back down. Weights on either side of the legs, hinge forward a little bit more, and you could start to dangle those weights into some circles. One direction and then the other. And then pause here. Bring those weights to stillness. Pull the weights up to the ribs, unpeel the belly away from the thighs slightly, and then extend the arms behind. Bring the weights back to the ribs, and then extend the arms behind. We'll do 3 more here. You may want to hold here on the last one and then flip the palms up towards the ceiling, and then you could just move, flutter the arms a little bit, pulse, and then rotate the weights in the arms back alongside the body and lift up through the torso. And then from here, we'll do one final reach up with those weights. Breath in. And as you hinge forward, exhale, weights slowly lower down. Just bring the weights down onto the floor here. I'm going to release my arms down onto my low legs. Again, you could clasp your hands in front or perhaps behind, and then tuck the chin towards the chest. Shake the head to the right and then to the left. We'll slide the hands up the legs, press the hands into the thighs, maybe find that lift or that extension again to the spine. And then as you slide the hands down over the knees, just come into that full forward fold, releasing the hands either again in front or behind the legs. Head and neck is soft. And then one more reach up. This time we'll slide the hands up the legs. Extend the arms outward, flip the palms, and then reach up. Hinge forward. Release those arms again. Chin to chest. You could shift and sway from right to left. Breath in and breath out. Find release through the hands. Again, just slide those hands up, the low legs, up towards the hips. And then have a moment here where you scoot your bum back, allow the spine to be rested and supported by the chair. Soften through the feet, soften through the knees, the thighs, the pelvis. Soften through the belly and the low back. Release the spine into the support of the chair. Maybe flip the palms up and just nestle the hands one on top of the other. See if you can release through the shoulders. Notice if you're gripping or holding any tension anywhere near your face, your eyes, your eyebrows, in and around your mouth, clenching at the jaw, and see if you can soften and let go a little bit here. Breathing easily. Finding a moment where you could check back in with the state of your mind. Notice how you're feeling, any emotions that might be coming up for you. Just acknowledge them and validate them. Send in some gentleness and some care. Being present with yourself, showing up for yourself. And bringing this gift of care into your life.